station. Express Rajasthan station, Netaji Bhavan.
LSG powered by a AAA battery. That's Aiden, Ayush and Abdul. 180 for 5 the score for the Lucknow Super Giants. 27 runs in that last over. 4 monstrous sixes from that young man who comes in from Rajouri in Jammu. And that is perhaps an innings that lends them some respectability, a certain impetus that they were searching for throughout. 181 to chase for RR playing at home. They're searching desperately for a win. You're watching Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. I'll come to Rohan Gavaskar first. What do you want to talk about first? The last over fireworks or what happened prior to that?
You pick.
Last over fireworks.
I thought that was excellent.
Yeah.
Abdul Samad, the way he batted, magnificent. I mean, this is what he's in the side for. We haven't seen much of it. Well, let me just put it this way. Like, we haven't seen as much of it as we would like in the past, but he's shown us what he's capable of. He's shown us why there's so much faith in his ability and why, teams want him and teams play him in that finisher role.
Bought for 4.2 crores, and this is precisely why they would have backed him at the auction.
Absolutely. And Sunrisers used him in the same role, and you look at him and he'd fail a few matches and you'll wonder what the fuss is about. And then he'll have one such innings. And see, player like this, 27 run over can change a game.
Yeah.
It's literally that much. It's one difference between 153 in the 19th and 180 in the 20th.
Yeah.
It's a huge, huge pitch. And I mean, today we have seen 2 classic finishers operate. Rahul Tewatia comes in. Stark defended 9 in the last over that he bowled. Today he went for 10 in 2 balls. Okay, and that's what they can do.
Joy, this is, you said it's a difference, a huge difference. Really, how big a difference this is? This is a difference of your required run rate jumping up by 1 at the start. At 153, if it's a 7-run over, it's 160. You need 8 runs and over.
Yep.
At 180, you need 9 runs and over. So that's how big a difference that 1 over of 27 makes.
Yeah, can you imagine? They were in the power play 46, thereafter 76. At 15 overs, they were 121, and which means they've added about 59. Yes, they have in the last 5. And if it wasn't for that last over, our conversation would have started off on a different note. We would have looked at this innings very differently.
There were 32 in the last 4, and Jofra bowled a brilliant over. They were looking in control. They can't. I mean, even somebody like Miller, who is also regarded as a finisher, 7 and 8 balls, just couldn't get it away. This is not an easy pitch to bat on, let me tell you. And that's what gives it additional significance. Because on a pitch like this, a 180 immediately changes the game. Had this been a 166, 167 to a 180, it's a huge differential.
This team perhaps looks a lot thinner on batting when the engine room fails. Mitchell Marsh couldn't score today. Pant played a random shot. Pooran out as well. He was perhaps in the mood to slog a little bit. Got out to an excellent delivery from Sandeep Sharma. And that's what makes this Aiden Markram inning so crucial. He's, by his own admission, he likes to follow his own template and doesn't want to bat like Pooran does. He likes to take his time.
And which is how it should be. Not everyone can bat like how Pooran does.
Yeah.
There's a reason why all these players, whether it's Markram, Mitchell Marsh, these are international players. I'm saying take someone like Ayush Badoni. There's a reason why Ayush Badoni is in the side. It's for him to bat like Ayush Badoni. He can't bat like Nicholas Pooran. And this comes for Aiden Markram with a lot of experience, international experience. He's captain.
Yeah.
He's been an international captain. He knows what is expected of him. He knows what his role is. He knows what his strengths as a batter are. He knows what his weaknesses as a batter are. And he knows how best to get the best out of him, make the most out of his strengths, and try and maybe camouflage his weaknesses.
Yeah, look, I mean, we know him from the Under-19 World Cup onwards. He was a top batter there. And the thing I think what you're referring to is the fact that he, for the last 3-4 seasons, was finding it difficult to get picked in the first 11. They generally pick him up in auction and not picked him in the first 11. I think somewhere he'd given an interview saying that I thought I'd change my game, and then I said, doesn't make sense, let me stick to my strengths. But I think what he's also done is in his strengths, you're seeing that template now play out. Jos Buttler to a certain extent, Karun Nair, Aiden Markram, batters who are still batting mostly classically, but they're still getting their runs because they're learning how to manipulate the field around them. And I think that's something, I mean, Jos Butt, risk-free, I mean, you're batting at 150. Okay, 66 and 45 balls.
Risk-free 150 strike rate.
On a pitch like this, I suppose these innings more valuable because of his 66, only 38 came of the big shots. because 5 fours, that's 20, and 3 sixes, that's 18. So 38 of those 66 came of the big shots. The others were all well-run ones and twos, and therefore it was a different template that was more needed on a pitch like this.
That's more his template.
Sure.
When you say 38, it's still more than 50% of the runs. And that's his template. You find a lot of players like Nicholas Pur on your right, their template will be, they'll probably get about 70-75% of their runs in boundaries.
Sure.
But for Aiden Markram, I think his template would be to try and get anywhere between 50 to 60% of the runs in boundaries. And the rest would be, as Joy was saying, manipulate the field, find the gaps, ones and twos, classical sort of orthodox cricket, risk-free cricket, while the others around him are playing the big shots.
Also remember, this is a big ground. The Savai Mansingh is one of the bigger grounds. You will not get so many twos in the Firozshah Kotla or in this thing. So this is a bigger ground. You will get more opportunities to run out there, which is why also you will see a lot more catches in grounds like this in the outfield, because it is that 7, 8, 9 meters larger on both sides.
Aiden Markram got out at long off trying to play a big shot because he's trying to up the run scoring. Now, in that partnership between Badoni and Markram, it was young Badoni who dominated. I'm assuming from the outside that the message to Badoni would have been to go play his shots while Markram stays back in case they need him towards the end.
Yeah, and also Ayush Badoni, we've seen over the last few years, is an aggressive batter. He's got a little bit of that improvisation skills. He's a younger generation, the new generation batter. They play far more fearless cricket than the previous generation. So he hasn't that. The fear of failure is not there in these new kids. You'll see them go and try and reverse sweep a quick bowler off the very first ball that they face. That's the kind of confidence they have.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what the message to Ayush Badoni would be, because again, I think he's one of those cricketers who will be out there thinking, I've got faith in my ability, I'll do what I need to do.
Yeah, that means that, you're talking about in the situation they were in today, both had to go.
Yeah.
Because by the time he's come in, the run rate has already faltered to a very large extent. So the point is that it's not as if you can hold back at that point in time.
Sure.
Both have to go at both ends because there simply wasn't enough time. And it's a good thing they did, because otherwise they wouldn't have reached where they were.
The second wicket fell in the 6th over. Now, the team's biggest player, their most informed batter, Nicholas Pooran, has just gotten out. The captain comes in the last over of the power play, and then plays that random shot in the 8th over. Rishabh Pant. It must be frustrating for LSG fans to see him play that shot.
I can tell you it's more frustrating for Rishabh Pant, because he must be trying so hard in his mind and it's just not working for him. Even the 3-4 deliveries before that, he was just not looking at ease. And the point is, he's just got a few runs a couple of matches back. He's got runs, so he must be feeling, okay, now I've broken out of this. Clearly he hasn't. This has been a nightmare season for him. To be a captain, to be paid that much money, to be not successful, there's a lot of pressure under him. The reason why he's actually he's still the only surviving, the reason why he's still better off than he could have been is his team is doing okay. Had this team been 2 and 5, he would have been even in worse shape.
Right, a quick look at the bowling card as well. Jofra Archer didn't quite have a very good day in terms of number of wickets, but he did make up for what happened earlier. And take a look at the number of dot balls as well on a pitch like this. Sandeep Sharma, a touch expensive, especially in that last over when he gave away 27 runs. Tushar Deshpande redeeming himself with a solid performance as well. Anindu Hasaranga got rid of 2 key batters as well. But it is a double-header Saturday, and we saw an incredible run chase in Ahmedabad, where the Gujarat Titans prevailed over the Delhi Capitals thanks to that one-man Jos Buttler, who missed out on 100, but he won't be too perturbed about it because 97 not out, helping Gujarat win yet another game at home. And this team is getting better with each day. And of course, while he was batting the way he did, he also ended up being our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shorkam, Kam Zyada, under pressure, 97 not out off 54. Rohan, incredible strike rate as well. And this is the Buttler we've all been waiting to see for a while now.
Well, he's been in terrific form this year for them. And I'll tell you what, it's... I keep saying, in a chase, forget strike rates. Forget strike rates in a chase. In a chase, all that matters, you get your team across.
Sure.
And that's exactly what he did. He's paced his innings beautifully. When he's had to step on the gas, he stepped on the gas. When, he's had to play orthodox cricket without, maybe taking a few risks, he's done that. As long as Jos Buttler was there, they were in complete control of the situation. It looked like they were going to win. They did have a little bit of a hiccup when you had that early run out. But after that, it was the Jos Buttler show.
Third time, not out in the 90s. In a winning cause, he will take it happen.
He'll take it every time. I mean, take it every time. I mean, that's what he was not even thinking. The moment the last ball strike, if you remember, Tewatia took the strike, he was not bothered about it. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter to a certain extent, but as long as the team wins, it's not. He didn't have an opportunity to do it. It wouldn't bother him after that.
Yeah.
The point is, again, that top three is giving them so much value.
Yeah.
And what did we say? We said again when Delhi was batting that somebody has to go through and have a big one. Delhi had a lot of, if you remember, lots of 30s, 6 batters in their 20s and 30s, all clustered together, but nobody stayed through.
Yeah.
Butler stayed through and the results are apparent.
What stands out in this innings that he didn't only attack the weaker bowlers, he went after the number one man, Mitchell Starc, 5 boundaries in that 1 over, and I suppose by then Delhi would have lost all hopes.
Yeah, because when you have your main bowler taken apart like that in that 1 over 5 boundaries, it can deflate the rest of your teammates, especially your bowlers. But look, they were in complete control.
Yeah.
Like I said a little earlier, Jos Buttler's innings again. He's shown why. Now when you look back at it, you think, ooh, what have Rajasthan Royals done here? How do you let go of someone like him? You look back at a few of the releases made by teams and think, man, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I think Sanju Samson said it was one of the hardest decisions he had to make.
Yeah.
So,
It's a decision he'll think about every night for a while, given where his team is. Also, I think, remember, this Butler innings has come against what is perhaps, as of now in form, the best bowling attack in the tournament.
Sadly, RR, who will chase 181, will not have Butler's services. But this innings certainly makes him our coolest performer of the match. Powered by Voltas, Shor Kam Zyada. RR need 181 against LSG playing at home to win this game and hopefully get their campaign back on track. But if you look at what the opposition bowlers have done, are there any lessons for this team to be able to defend 180 on a pitch like this? Do the basics right? Can they use their resources a little differently in the second innings?
No, I think, look, if I am interested in seeing if Mayank Yadav is first subbed in.
Okay.
But also, I think in a pitch like this, what seems to be working is pace off. But the only thing is that you've got to be careful with your pace off also, because if you give pace off and give a certain type of length, like what happened, Samad did to Sandeep Sharma in the last over. So you've got to be a bit careful. The other thing is spinners. The moment the spinners dropped it a little short, if people were rocking back on the back foot and really hitting them. So length is going to be very important in this kind of ground. And I think they did a fairly decent job of bowling on this track till, Sandeep Sharma got hit by Samad in that last over. So the bowling discipline will be a huge factor. I feel Digvesh Rathi is going to be a factor out here in this.
Also, the pace off from Shardul Thakur is where Ayush Badoni has already come in as an impact sub, so clearly no Mayank. But pace off the key on a pitch like this.
Did Ayush Badoni come in as the impact sub?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, which means Mayank, no Mayank.
Yeah,
No Mayank Yadav.
And I wouldn't have had Mayank play on this pitch anyway. Because if it's a pace off pitch, there's no point getting a bowler who's renowned for bowling rockets, come in and tell him, okay, listen, you go a little slower.
Yeah.
So that would not have been my...
very true.
That would not have been my option anyway. So, look, Shardul will be key, especially with the new ball. He also he's got this happy knack of picking wickets. But I'm absolutely 100% with Joy when he says Digvesh will be the key bowler in this attack.
Spinners will be key. Ravi Bishnoi is there as well, and Digvesh Rathi was mentioned as well. But guess what? A 14-year-old has walked out to bat with another young sensation, Yashasvi Jaiswal. No Sanju Samson. A brand new look opening pair for the Rajasthan Royals. Watch out for the 14-year-old. 181 to chase. We will come back and see you. But before we let you go, quick predictions. Power play only, sir.
Power play only, quick predictions. 6 overs. Young kid. I'm going to go with 53.
I had 51, so I'll stay with 51.
I'll go 10 and over. 60. Enjoy the chase and come back and see us at the end of it on Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. Bye-bye.
जयपुर, होटल,
दिल्ली में
നിൽക്കുന്നത് കടികെ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ Hyderabad Voltas Express Rajasthan Station Netaji Obot. Cricbuzz.